A pastor, a songwriter, a leader, an inspiration, a beacon of hope for many, especially the youth. He has changed the way things are done. We can talk about the church, and his name will be one of the first 3 names. Pastor Wilson Bugembe, thank you very much for honoring our invite.
First 3 names?
Yeah.
Of what? Of
the top leading pastors we have in the church. Yes.
First time I've heard of that.
Why? Are you doubting yourself?
Thank you. First 3 names.
Welcome to Mind Your Head.
It's called what?
Mind Your Head.
Mind Your Head?
Yes. You know when you're going downstairs,
yes,
and there's the same Mind Your Head?
Yes.
Because if you lose it, it's all you've got.
I like that. Mind Your Head. That's creative.
Yes.
It's an honor. It's an honor. Thank you too, guys. You are inspiring people. I've been excited about this. So we pray it goes well. I've been excited. You always host very serious people. I'm sorry, I'm here. I'm here.
So now you agree with the top 3?
I showed up.
So you agree with the top 3?
Yes. No. That's for you. But I've also followed you, and thank you, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we are kind of doing the same thing in inspiring and telling people that it is okay not to be okay. And you've opened your doors to so many. We know you as a leader, as a pastor, like I said, songwriter. We've listened to your songs that have powerful messages. But
you attended my concert.
Yes, I attended your concert. Beautiful concert.
Did you pay?
Yes, I did.
Celebrities don't. Most times they find the free passes.
Canary. We need to change that. We need to change that.
Yes.
But yes, I did, and it's the reason you're seated here today, because we see you as someone who has made it.
Oh,
but there's a story, I'm sure, behind that.
That's a big statement.
Yeah.
Made it.
Yeah. So what is the story?
It's okay to be modest, but maybe to just kick this off, your childhood pain.
Yeah, I'm not yet where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. Maybe I can put it that way. The shortest version of my childhood story. Daddy, mommy, 5 boys, no girls. Dad gets sick first, and mom dies first. They got sick, HIV. I think those days they used to think it's witchcraft. So they did. There was lots of itching. So many people died because they thought it was witchcraft. And Dad was a very rooted Anglican, somewhere in Masaka, Chimwanyi. Actually, I was proposing to my people that on my wedding day, I want to go back to that Anglican church in Masaka, where my dad and mom, where action happened.
Is the church still?
It is still there, Chimwanyi Church of Uganda.
Okay.
I really want to go have a Thanksgiving service there in Masaka, and then cross to Gulama, where we buried most of our aunties and uncles for just a Thanksgiving. Then we returned to the Kampala celebrations. That's what I kind of want to do.
Okay.
So fast forward, we lost everything, stayed with my granny, I'll keep the name, and who took me to a very good school. It was called Stella Maris. Yes, Stella Maris. So I have so many hobbies and orgies there. It is in different places. Nyendo, in Chabakuza, in Suwe, and so fast forward, life got tough there too, in my primary 6. That's how I learned to speak English. It was really a nice school. And then the rest became, I would say that the wind was blown off the boat and life became life. I started lifing.
Yeah.
Fast forward, one day I'm done with life. I actually watched a movie of some guy some kid lost the parents, then he committed suicide or something, and then rejoined with his parents in a better place. So I was always mommy. Walked on the streets of Kampala, knocking on people's cars, Sabayo Chokulia uncle, and some were nice, some were not. Then someday someone told me that there was a new office there and the guys were pastors or something. So I went in there asking for help. I wanted to go back to school because I had promised my dad that I'll go back to school and I will.
What level had you stopped at?
That was primary 3 before my Jaja, my granny took me to Stella Maris. Jaja Joshua, it's called Joshua. Very highly respected man in Masaka. And so, but before that, so after that, I lived here. I came to Kampala with my aunt invited me, who was very good to me. She's my angel. Mrs. Senkari, she was my angel. And then, but she had a lot of people in her house. She was like good Samaritan.
Yeah.
So I used to sneak out and try to find life, I tried to find life. I had one of her daughters called Aunt Maggie. She's in Canada now. She kind of adopted me. She was a kid too, but kind of like, because there were so many, she always looked out for me. Are you okay? Why are you crying?
But in the same house.
In the same house. So I started to come out to find my way, find my future, try to, but then I remember one day, I told some guy there, post office up there, so many years ago. They told me I am Babantu, and then I went there and I knelt down. I'm like, hello, sir. My parents died. I think he had a bad day. He said, did I kill them? Just leave my office. Oh, that's the day I said, okay, now I think it's the time. So I started to walk into the cars, praying that somebody would just, kill me. So I was running into the cars. Actually, that was Bombo Road. There was that place called Keep Kampala Clean. Now there's Bible Society, new house, and there is that nice restaurant. So I walked into that office. It was a new office there because we used to stay there in that big tree, Keep Kampala Clean, and me and some other boy. And so someone told me that office, they are Christians. You go there, it's new, they will help you. You go back. Because even the kids on the street, they knew I wanted to go to school. I wanted to get a degree. I wanted to be someone. So I kept looking for help. I wanted to go back to school so bad. And then my auntie didn't know. You can ask all my aunties there. They didn't even know this story. They know that I was sneaking out and trying to find life there. Because I was always a loner. Something told me no one likes you. I don't know who, but something told me. Even if you told me something, just raise your voice a little bit. Just say, Bugembe. You'll not see me again.
Yeah.
You'll not see me again. Something told me even if you told me you go and do the dishes, be like, because Tebanza a lot. So I had this cloth on me of no one likes me. You get it? No one likes me. I remember I started to get this very low self-esteem. I remember there was a time we went to see President Museveni, those days, with musicians. And it was always Bebe Cool who always got me by, because everyone would go and I would
stay back.
I remember it was always Chameleon and Bebe Cool. I think they realized it. They always said, Wilson, come. They could get me to, let's go. And they used to say, hey, Wilson, can you be maybe our treasurer? Can you say something? I'm like,
trying to put you forward.
No.
And this is because of the trauma.
Yeah. You don't know you have it. You don't know you have it. Even like up to now, sometimes I feel like maybe there's another Bugembe, Sometimes I'd be like, if I'm on a billboard, I pause and I take a photo and I'm like, okay, there's a concert. I wish I would go and see that guy too. I feel like it's not me. So anyway, fast forward, back. If you rewind, I went into that office, and that guy also had a bad day, I think, because I waited there in my dirty clothes, and then the receptionist was nice. She's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Mangambia, there is a new office here, and the guys are pastors. You can help." So they are opposite Bombo Road. So I went in. The receptionist said, "You sit there, wait." She even gave me a drink. I'm very dirty. She was like, wait. Then the pastor came. Oh my goodness. This is a new office. We allowed you to put this dirty boy here. We're not doing that. Then I knelt. My parents didn't have girls. So they raised us kneeling. Like girls, camera, buza, wait off camera. So I knelt down. I'm like, I'm so sorry, sir. I just want to go back to school. It's like, go, leave my office. Oh, so something told me, if a pastor cannot help you, because the world knows that Christians are good people, then this is it. So that's when I ran into the car, into the cars, so that someone would knock me down. I just want to die.
At this point, because of rejection, you had developed suicidal thoughts. Like life is not worth it.
I was like, we're done. I just want to see my parents.
Because of the movie you had watched.
Yeah, I had watched a movie. We know every movie. And you go all over the world. 200 twasasolanga nusu bibiri, and then you go all over the world. We are in Cambodia, now we are in Paris. That's what we used to say. you pay just a coin, and then you go all over the world. You go. So as I was running into the cars, remember I'm crying bitterly. There was a guy called Patrick Femambo. He got me off. He was driving a car near around those offices. And then he grabbed me, and I cried, and I wet his shirt with lots of tears. And then he's like, why do you want to die? I'm like, I'm done. Why are you running into the cars? Like I'm done. But remember, I have a Christian background. I was strongly Anglican. I knew the stories of Joseph. I knew the stories of David. I knew the stories, those stories that related to me a lot. And I lost it. So he stops a taxi, pays taxi, nusu bibidi, and there's like behind Crane, there's Radio 1 there. Behind, there was Crane Bank. There was a church called Trumpet Center by Apostle John Mulinde, the owners of Prayer Mountain, Seguku. It's like, you take this boy to that church. Then he gave me names. He said, you look for Rose Rutabuzwa, Michael Chimuli, Apostle John Mulinde. He's so busy, you may not see him, and Andrew Semanda. So I went there, and I remember my brothers were still alive. Some of them were born HIV positive. So they are sick. Dennis was very sick. Brian Dumba was okay. He's now a doctor. He's alive. And a musician. He loves music too. So I went. This taxi guy, the conductor was kind. He actually took me
to the church.
To the church. And I remember him stopping at Radio 1 there, and he goes, wait, let's go. Follow me. Then he ran. Then I followed. I've looked for that guy my entire life. I don't know if he even remembers. And I don't want to say, please come, because many fake ones may show. Yeah. So he took me to the church, and he's like, that's the church. Remember, he's a conductor. So he has to rush back to the park. And so he ran on, bye. And then I remember this guy told me, God be with you. The conductor. He said, now I don't want to be emotional. But he said, God be with you. And that's the statement my grandmother, who raised me, used to say. Every time you're going for an exam, you're going in town, she goes, God be with you. She used to say that to all her children. You are getting married. They say, Jaja, what are you telling? Special message to your daughter before she gets married. She always said the same statement: God be with you. God be with you. And then when I was leaving Masaka, it's like she always said it. She kind of leaves, and then she turns. I think she intentionally did that, so it's the last thing you remember. She goes, okay, bye. Then she never wanted to show that she's crying, you know. But every time she made 2-3 steps, and then she turns. Katonda bere nawe. God be with you. She said it so much that now I know what it means. So this conductor said the same statement. He stayed with me. God be with you. And then I went to Trumpet Center just to close the story. And Apostle John Mulinde, very big man, in the church. I met Michael Chimuli's wife. They brought me up the stage. I gave my story, like I told you my story, said HIV killed my parents, killing my brothers. Just want to go back to school. And because my dad said that some of my brothers were born HIV, but he won't tell me so I can love them equally. And then he said, when you grow up, I want you to work so hard and I want you to be the mother, the father, the everything to this family, because he knew he was dying. And so fast forward, they brought me up the stage Sunday morning. I gave my story. The church gave an offering. They bought me my first mattress, bed sheets, books. There was a guy called Stephen Stephen Imbogo. He used to work with UBC. UBC people would know him. And he had a school called Highway College, Makerere, near Full Gospel. And then he said, they brought me a message like, anybody who wants to adopt this kid? For like 3 minutes, no one was. So I remember there was a door on my left, because I'm a ghetto boy. Yeah. Something told me. Just exist. Yeah, just now. I started to do my step, calculate my steps. I will run away and I will never go back.
The trauma had already hit you.
Yeah, because the Pastor John Melinde put me on the stage. Pastor Michael Shimon, his wife took me home. But for like 5 minutes, it sounded like an hour. When Pastor Rose said, is there anyone who wants to help this kid? For like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, no one was. Then I knew, okay, this is the door. And then Mbogo Stephen said, I will. And then the church gave an offering, and off I went to school. At school, I was very lonely. I was always by myself. But then there was a fellowship, and I loved music. They used to play drums and sing. Those kids, every time they entered prayer, I knew them. I knew their issues. I knew them. But they entered another world that I admired. They could sing like they have no retake. They could sing like they've paid all their tuition. They looked happy, and I could observe it. Those students, when they started to pray and praise their God, they looked like everything it's like a standstill. They go into another world, and I admired that. So I wanted to join them. I wanted to be happy. So I joined them, and that's how I gave my life to Jesus Christ.
And that's how you started music and growing it?
Music, yes. And then I gave my life to Jesus Christ. And Stephen Sefma used to preach a lot about hell and heaven. Now, remember, for me, death was real in my house. So I started to know, like, to ask, where is mommy? Where is daddy? Are they in hell? Are they in heaven? If I died the other day, was I going to go to heaven or hell? And I remember that guy used to say, you think hell is far? Die now. In microseconds, you are either in heaven or hell. You must give your life to Jesus. So I gave my life to Jesus, specifically so that if I ever die one day, if it is true, then I go to heaven.
And how do you start ministry, but not just the normal ministry, but a ministry that is targeting the people that are not, according to society, for the ministry?
Life is passion, is appetite. You can lose appetite for everything, and then you have appetite for something. With 9 students, I started worship house. By accident, I started ministry. I started singing songs. I started getting the key or the guitar and play. I lost appetite for everything else, and I wanted to go to church. And I wanted to give people hope. And I wanted to tell people it's not the end if you meet God.
Because you had met God and God had given you hope.
Yes.
And it felt like, look, there's someone else who needs to hear
somebody else. There is always another Moses in a basket. It's not just that story. There is always another Goliath that needs to be killed. There is always another Jonah that needs to come out of the fish. It's continuing. The Bible is a living book. It's not a book in the past. It is living. So I just wanted to go out there. I started a church with 9 students. The worship house is now one of the fastest growing churches in Kampala. Last Friday, we invited people and over 10,000 people showed up. And when I wake up in the morning, I don't want to be robotic. I don't want to be like, you people, you people that are planned, your life is nice. It's very planned.
Well, that's an assumption.
Yeah, planned people. Me, Me, I'm like, good morning. What are we doing today? We're going to do Canary. We're going to do Sheila. Let's do this. Let's do this. I kind of just go with the flow. I'm not very, very programmed. I want to listen to my heart. I remember when I just started to reach out to those chameleons, to those celebrities. I used to go in their group and they could hide their beers. Oh, Pastor. Then I could talk, we'd laugh, because I'm a ghetto too. Then after like 30 minutes, they'd be like, hey, Pastor, tuwade tumanyoke. And I started to like, every celebrity started to tell me their faith journey off camera. That's the first time. I remember by then Bobby Wine was Mubanda Nyo. And I remember he took me on his side and he showed me his tattoo. And he said, he showed me a tattoo of the Lord is my shepherd. Trying to tell me, I know God. He had a tattoo that had the Lord. I asked him the other day, used to have it. He's like, the Lord is my shepherd. That's when I started to hear how he married Babi, how they met in KPC. People, every time people met me, they reminded me, I kind of reminded them, God. That's when Chameleon told me he was so sick and he got healed from a miracle crusade. His mother used to carry him to a miracle crusade from some, I think T. Osborne, and they could be in a line for a week and go back not healed. That's when Gravity told me of how his parents took them to Sunday school. That's when people started to tell me their faith journey. And I'm like, but the world does not know this. The world thinks you do witchcraft. The world thinks you win by devils. I started to get even politicians. They could tell me. I started to see the other side of these celebrities. So I realized that celebrities have two types of faces. They have this that they give to the world. Then they have the reality. I remember the other day we were at church and Chameleon cried during worship. And then the journalist was like, Chameleon, did you just cry? And he's like, excuse me. Out there I'm Chameleon. Here I'm Joseph Mayanja. I'm a son of God in the church. So I started to tell celebrities, you need to come to church. You need to tell the world. You get it. That's when Mr. Semakula told me, and Mayinja, they all told me they never drink. They said, we don't drink anything. We don't use anything. And I'm like, the world doesn't know this. That's when I remember Juliana, when she lost her son, she's like, the only thing I want to do is I want to go to church. You get it. So the celebrities have these stories that the world doesn't know.
Do you feel you've created a safe space for them? Because the world is harsh to them. We are judging them. We are seeing them as these celebrities. But to you, they come as they are. Do you feel you've created that? And was it intentional? Is that what you set out the ministry to be?
I feel like sometimes we do a lot of copy and paste. We do don't do this, don't do this, do this. So I started to kind of ask, when Jesus says, go and be a fisher of men, what did he mean? I have my friends in the US who do a lot of fishing. The first thing you need to identify the lake before you go fishing. So you need to know which lake am I going to fish from. Then you also need to know that fish is sensitive. You get it. You don't go making noise to fish. You also need to know where the spot that no one has been. Let me tell you can catch a lot of fish if you know that no one was fishing in that spot for a long time. So no one was fishing in bars. No one was fishing in places. There are some places where there was a lot of fish and you need to be careful, So I'm a fisherman. I'm a farmer. A farmer will plant the seeds. He will water the seeds. God makes the seeds to grow.
Yeah. Except that these people sometimes come to you, but most times you go to them. Yeah. I'll give an example. The other weekend you were at one of the event of Kasuku.
Yes.
And God knows how the public perceives Kasuku, yes, and the things he says on the internet. The event was even sponsored by an alcoholic drink.
I didn't even
know.
look at
What
it.
you cared about was your message to
The
people.
people.
But you stepped on stage and talked about your story with Kasuku and how he's your friend, and you also gave inspirational messages. I was like, of all people that turned up there and how people were dressed there, I was like, the least person I would expect would be Pastor Mugume. But yet, the only person I would expect there would be you. That contradiction.
Yes.
And for you, what was going through your mind, or what goes through your mind when you're attending these events? And do you ever feel like, I am going to fish for the Lord? Or you attend because these are your friends?
The only person God is not thinking about is a person who has died. Because for them, it's done. But as long as you are still breathing, God loves you. Before I look at who is the sponsor, or which stage, I look at the souls. These people in nightclubs, they lift up their hands and sing, "Oh moyo Ali wanokati." Their mothers are believers. Their fathers are believers. Even when life is tough on them, they pray in tongues. Have you seen guys when they're doing penalties in football and they're on fire, World Cup? You see those guys praying in tongues. So for me, I don't even think about all that. I just think about, will I be given a chance to talk about Jesus in this group? And if you say no, you won't, then I may not come. But if you allow me to pray for them, if you allow me to sing Jesus and talk about him, why not? I'll do it.
Even if you just win one soul, that's enough for you for the day.
Yes. And I don't know who. Me, I'm just like a crazy farmer. Like Ningo Mulalo Asige and Sigo. I don't know. God will make them grow. Yeah. Of course, it's sensitive. It's not that I don't know. That's why I tell them, you rarely announce me. Most times I just boom. So that I don't let Christians follow me. You get it? You rarely hear me on adverts. Bugembe agenda kubeera Mugundi. Very rarely. But most times I show up as a surprise. So that I don't, there is a pastor called Pastor Michael Chaze. He told me, this would be okay, but once they put you on radio and TV, some Christians will follow you and they will not return. So I took the advice. Because I believe criticism can be a good thing. Sometimes you need to listen to your critics like eating fish. Throw the bones and keep the meat. And I was like, okay, that's right. So I try to make sure there's no many cars shouting, Mugume is coming. But if you are there, I'll come. It means I'm talking to those that are there. I didn't lead others there. I don't want to lead a Christian into that place because they had me on radio.
And you still serve the purpose anyway.
Yes, but Kasuku, I remember way back, he used to say things, he used to criticize me a lot. And I listened to him, but I didn't know him. So one day we went for some party at Serena and we sat together. And somehow he looks like my uncles. So we talked. I'm like, hey, go find my uncle. And then when we left, someone whispered to me, said, by the way, that's the Kasuko who is always talking things about him. I'm like, oh, really? I didn't know. So I didn't know. But then we started to connect. And then I listened to him. Sometimes he had a point about some things I was doing. And he kind of helped me to become better. And then we kept bumping into each other on planes. And he has a very sense of humor. And then when we did 20 years, Dr. Kwefurukta challenged him to come and be the gatekeeper. And then he allowed for 2 days. So I realized maybe we are friends now. Yes.
Have you made mistakes in your past? From when we started to know you as a pastor,
Yes.
songwriter and musician.
Yes.
What is that one mistake, not necessarily you regret, but could have turned your life around?
I've made many mistakes. I'm trying to look for the real one now. I've made many mistakes. But I would say one mistake that I think I shouldn't have done. I didn't have boundaries. I was like a country without boundaries.
Please give me 5 for that.
Yes.
It's the biggest breach of boundaries.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know how to say no. I thought saying no, you were rude. I didn't know. So I regret that. You get it? For example, the other day I have a friend, I'll keep her name's withheld. Came from abroad, very good friends with my daughters. I have daughters and sons that I adopted from when they are 4, 5 years, 3. I have quite many. They were here with me, they've left. Some of them have grown. And so this friend is a friend with my daughters, and we are friends. So she flies in from abroad. Then I find her home with my daughters. And they are really friends. We are friends. I mean, genuinely friends. And I'm like, okay. She didn't tell me she's coming home. My daughters are very excited. And indeed, we are friends. So I had to be bold to tell her, I think you'd have asked first. And I think you'll not stay.
Wow.
You need to find a place to stay. No, we spoke with your daughters, but my daughters are not the head of the house. And I want you to know that I love you so much and I respect you so much, and I hope this does not kill our friendship.
I'm seeing Canary saying I cannot do that.
I could. That's why the question is, what are the mistakes? That's the mistake. I never used to say no. The Bible says, let your no be no, let your yes be yes. For example, now I apologize. Let me use this platform. I apologize to New Vision, Toto. I've been apologizing. They had Toto thingy. I love children. New Vision is one of the best papers that treated me so since I was a kid. They kind of made me through Bukede. And then it's on Sunday. It's ending at 5. But then I said yes. And then we had the worship night. I have visitors from America, from Norway. By the time I said goodbye to them, it was 6. So I missed the what? The Toto concert. Yet I made adverts. I even took their money. I had to refund the money. I had to apologize to them. But what did you expect? It is Sunday. It's ending at 5. You get it? Now, I have to pray that they forgive me and they trust me again to invite me. So I wish I said, guys, being a Sunday.
I don't think it's...
So I still struggle with that. I could not say no. And I regret it.
There's one thing that I observed throughout your story. You also came out to explain a lot, jumping onto a political song. Is that something that you regret?
Oh, jumping on I honestly didn't know. I know people really, because President Museveni is my friend. Bobi Wine
you've said that
is
so
my
many
friend.
times.
So when I tell people who say, how can you go to sing for President Museveni? I'm like, have you ever received a call from a state house? And they say, please, we need your help here. There's enough of that strength. I said, You get it? I mean, we used to say, Museveni, every time you say prayer. And now years later, they're like, can you sing a song? I'm like, okay. Especially that they allowed me to start worship house when I'm 19 years. I remember they chased us, and then there was a lady called Mrs. Impanga. She said, no, President Museveni said freedom of worship, whether you are educated or not. I remember in that meeting, they had closed our church that we were so young, because we started that church under a tree. Since then, I was like, whoa. And then in P6, primary 6, I had stopped there. Then they introduced UPE. UPE.
Universal Primary Education.
Yeah.
I am a product of it.
You were a product of it?
Yeah.
You look like a planned kid.
That's right. I thought it was an assumption.
Okay. So those things confuse UPE, FDC, DFCU, hostile. So that's where I am. And then we started a church. No one stopped us. I don't have a degree in theology. I just have a fire in my heart. I didn't have money to start a church, started under a tree. And the government let us. No one stopped us. So when Dr. Bosa was celebrating 30 years on stage, the president was the guest of honor. I thanked him for that. Just to let us worship the way we want. Then, when I was doing my music, S5, doing then I'm like, but I need a star in this video to tell him Komaweka. Then the DCR guys said, by then it was Kayemba, Geoffrey, and Derek. He's now a member of parliament. He's like, I can take you to Bobby. I'm like, by then Bobby had a song. On that nice car. And we could watch it in dormitory. I'm like, and then Kayemba and this year, Derek, they take me to Bobby. They're like, I'm like, he will accept. He doesn't know me. I'm just a student. And he's like, we went there. He welcomed us. He was so kind. And then he's like, now you want me in the video. You want me to be Chagulanyi or you want me to be Bobby Wine? I didn't know what he meant. Then the producer said, you be Bobby Wine. Then he went into the house. And then he put on like the Bobby Wine in the videos. And he didn't ask me for even a coin. He's like, okay, bye-bye. Then my music comes on TV. Who is this boy doing gospel music with Bobby Wine? You get it? So I got stuck between a brother and a father. And I told him that on Sunday, the other day. And I thank him. When I met him, he didn't show me any bad vibes. He treated me as a brother, because now he's a big man. And you see people going to greet him, and sometimes you hear things.
And I'm sure he does not have bad feelings towards what you sang, but the people online, the people that meet you, feel otherwise. Feel like you had chosen a side. They feel like, I don't know, betrayed the struggle. They feel like everything else that you had with Bobby Wine, you had put it aside for you to jump onto a political song.
But I feel like also that moment at Mickey Wine's concert where you walked to him and he
gave me a smile.
You, he welcomed you. I feel like that nervous. Also changed. Most people then were able to know that if our leader is okay with him, then who are we? Because they had created this perception online, but we'd never seen or heard from the person himself. So I think
the reaction was more from Bobby, being kind and understanding. When you're a pastor, you are like a referee. You can't have a side. You get it? You can't be like, Arsenal, Man U, they are playing, and then you have one side you are supporting. I feel like you kind of have to be neutral and pray. You don't have to really be one side and say, this is the side or this is the side. I feel like my position puts me in a place of try to stay neutral, try to love all sides, so that people in opposition and people in ruling party, if they come to, I don't want to be remembered as which party did you support. I want to be remembered as how many souls did you bring in the kingdom. So I don't care whether you are wearing this color or this color. I just want you. I want you, when I come to you, the first thing from my mouth should be like, can we pray? Can you pray for me? Not, how is, you get it, this party. I know it's hard. It's not easy. That's why I sang in the, Tubonga nawe, sevo, sevo. Then I sang, Tuliyamba lengule. You get it? That explains that I have a brother and I have a father. You get it? So I be neutral.
Your childhood is a childhood of pain. But you have turned that around through your ministry, through reaching out to people. Do you feel you have healed from that pain?
There's always a child in you. There's always a corner where that child in you tries to rise. But I also want to tell the world that this man called Jesus is real. Once he comes in your life, you really don't have to carry the world on your shoulders. I feel like Jesus changed everything in my life. Of course, I'm on earth. You get scared, you cry, You remember, you were intimidated. But the moment I lift my hands to my Jesus and I tell him my problems, I promise you, I am okay. So for me, Jesus is not a feeling, is not an idea. He is real. He came in my life. He changed my life. And when I talk to him, have you seen guys in boxing? Mm-hmm. The guys who do boxing, they put an opponent that you don't see. And it's like, and even dodges, you know. Like, for me, I feel like that's faith. He is there. Like a boxer tries to box the air. He has put an opponent there that you don't see, but he sees. So for me, that is faith. I feel like faith in Jesus. I would be the saddest person on earth. I would be the most miserable. But Jesus is real in my heart. He is.
The people that you interact with, the industry that you are in, the music industry, we've seen over time that they are facing challenges, drugs, alcohol, and even as you try to take your ministry to them, how do you think we can help these people? Because we've grown up looking up to these people, we've grown up seeing them. We've hosted some of them here as they tell their stories and their journey and how they've overcome. But we are also seeing others that are still getting trapped in that. How? Because you interact with them, you listen to them, to the real them, not what we see. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think first of all, I'll speak also from the fact that everyone on earth is struggling with something. Everyone. Only that some people are good at makeup. There's a way, 1, 2, 3, action. Okay. Sometimes some people are always putting up makeup. Actually, that's why I always challenge some preachers who challenge me. I'm like, come on. We are all struggling with something. Everyone is. But there are two types of people. In every battle, there is a winner and a loser. It's like two people in a room. If you are struggling with a habit, or drugs or whatever, you are like in a room, a small room with a snake. And he who sees the other first kills the other. I feel like if you are struggling with some habit, some addiction, you are in one room with a snake and there is no lights. So, he who sees the other first will kill the other. I always tell people, even me with my struggles, first of all, switch on the light. That is, switch on faith. So that it's visible for you to see the snake. Drugs can take you way down. Kill marriages, kill careers. But if you switch on faith, faith starts with knowing that the breath in my lungs, there is no money, no dollar, no shop, nowhere I can buy it from. So he who gives me this breath is able to help me with anything. Then you start to kill the snake. Don't let the snake kill you. You must kill the snake. I am struggling with some things. Everyone on earth is. But you can't do it alone. You need to pray to God and you need to be intentional that you snake, you not kill me. You alcohol, you not kill me. You drugs, you not kill me. So many people have killed that snake. But if you don't, it will kill you.
You don't turn on the light.
Turn on the light.
Most probably it will kill you.
Yeah. I know of a guy who started drinking slowly, small. He was a good engineer all the way to Dubai. He's now traveling the world. And then alcohol put him down. All the way paka wali kuchena bweru. You get it? And then one day, I called it Family Prayer Day. I'm like, everybody come with your brother or your sister. Let us pray for your family. And these kids said, we are bringing daddy. Dad had Chinese, Koreans. They could come and visit him here. And the only thing they could bring was beer for him. The latest, whatever, strongest. He was a millionaire because of alcohol. He ended up here. His marriage is breaking. The kids he's always drunk. He said, I had money and there's no doctor I didn't visit to help him with this. There's no counseling session I didn't attend. There is no book I did not read that could help me to stop drinking. He said, there is nothing I didn't do that I was advised to do. And then one day, the kids say, hey, at the worship house, pastor is calling us for family prayer day. They brought him drunk. And he says, during those prayers, he didn't want, he just came because the kids were insisting. He said that, I don't know what happened, but I felt someone touch me during prayer. And he said, from today we'll be fine. He said what had felt the doctors all over the world, from that day he stopped drinking. He literally got a touch from God. The other day I was in Boston, Pastor Tunde's church. I was singing, then I preached. And then 5 kids came to me and they said, do you remember us? I'm like, no. He said, oh, this is me, this is mommy, this is daddy. This is the dad we brought who was dying from alcohol. They now moved to America. They are happy, a family. Some things, struggles, you can't win them by yourself. Ask God to help you. But be intentional on killing that snake. Don't let the snake kill you.
And I think that's when, what reminds me of when we went to the alcohol and drug unit in Butabika Hospital for an outreach. And we found that beyond what they are preaching to the patients, there was an element of faith.
Yeah.
Stuck on the walls, there's a daily prayer and everything. So what you're saying really does make sense. But let me go to some of your brightest moments in life. And I just want to assume or imagine would be the 3-day concert. And when we talk about faith, for me, I think that's where it comes in. That you were able to make a decision. You were sharing before we went recording. You're able to make a decision in 3 days. A decision that was not even intentional. A decision that came as a mistake, but then it blew out of proportion. You ended up even making a 3rd day of a concert. Talk to us about this 3-day concert and the position of faith in all this.
Okay, first of all, I misheard Christine, Mrs. Melinda. She works with NCBA Bank. She was helping me to do that. And she told me, day 1 is full and I have 30 extra tables. So for me, I ran with that. 30 extra tables that are paid. And then when I said, let's do day 2, I can sing for those. 30 extra tables, I can do that. And then she's like, I have 1 table now fully paid. I'm like, you said you have 30. She's like, no, I said I anticipate that 30 extra tables would be bought. So I did day 2 of Serena by accident. Now we had moved, I cannot move back.
You had already announced this?
Yes. So we had to kuiriva a meza. God, I wish I could kneel, but in my heart I'm kneeling. Thank you guys for showing up on day 2. I didn't know if anybody was going to show up. And then day 3.
How did you get to day 3?
Because everyone kept complaining that we of 20K and 10K and 30K, we also need you. We can't make it, Serena. I'm like, okay, let's do day 3 at the worship house. And then history was made. I traveled after that. Everywhere I went, that there was a Ugandan. Everyone had watched that concert. Praise God.
Where's the position of faith in all this? Because you made day 2, announced it by mistake, and you only had 1 table sold.
Yes.
When the concert was done, the entire Serena was full. Where is the position of faith in all this?
I think you don't have to know the end. You just need to know who knows the end. Just go. Faith is another word of take some risks and trust that God will help you. Yeah. Without taking some risks, you'll always be in the same place. Yeah.
Okay. Pastor, I think from whatever you've said, one thing is you've been true to yourself, that you're human as well. And away from God, in those moments where you're overwhelmed, what do you normally do? Not as Pastor Bugembe, but you.
Me?
As Wilson.
Watch football.
Okay.
I love visiting friends and surprise them. Because with our type of work, there is always someone on your heart. You'll be like, I'll go and see this person. And then it's a year, it's 2. I love talking to old friends. I love that. When I drive in or walking to people that I was with 20 years ago, and we were nothing. And we laugh without fear. We talk about anything without worry of judgment. And, I love that. I love that. And of course, I love so much eating mukene.
Okay. Okay.
It's dog's food, you say. It's our food.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I can see the look on your faces. Me and my dogs share the same food, mukene. Yeah.
No, I think it's nutritious.
Very, very.
The first day it came into my household, when I'm a father, said, "What? Did you just feed my son?" Said it's the most nutritious food for the babies. I said, "Fine." Said I never had this when I was growing up. But as we conclude this conversation, Pastor, the pressure, like when you got on set here, Sheila said you've made it. You're one of the leading pastors, and we meant these words. The pressure of having a companion, the pressure of getting married. After you've done all these big stages, after you've traveled the world, you talk, I was in Boston, I was in Washington, I'm sure everywhere
I said that too.
I'm sure everywhere you go, and I've seen this even on the internet. Even
social media is not
you take a
letting
picture
you
with
rest.
someone, it trends on the internet. They say, "Oh, so finally, Pastor Wilson Bugembe has found someone." The pressure of getting married, wherever you go, does it bother you? How do you make sure it does not get you? Or maybe it does, and you cry when you get home.
No. I don't know many married people that are crying. So, first of all, there are 3 types of times in the world. There is my time, there's people's time, and there's God's time. And most times we mix those times. I think in my own time, I wanted to be married by 23 or 27. It didn't work. People's time, I should be married many years ago. God's timing is the best. I will. So help me God.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know you will, and I don't think the question was when will you, but
does it affect
the pressure?
you in any way?
The pressure,
The pressure from the people you preach to, the pressure
First
from...
of all, God has given me a very good schedule, and I think it protects me from a lot of trouble. I go home when I'm very, very tired. I also made sure that most of my free time is not big, so that even if I have a crush, I don't really water it. Because whatever I don't want to grow, don't water it. If you don't water it, it will wither naturally. My schedule is really tight. It helps me, and I intentionally did that. So I don't have a lot of time to think and be there. I'm always on the go, and I'll slow down when I marry.
When you visit friends and you said you like talking to old friends, and I'm sure they tell you that, Pastor Bugembe,
you feel the bite. You feel the bite,
and they said that 41. Come on.
Yeah. When did you have to mention my age? So when you feel the bite. I'm kidding. You feel the bite when you see their children.
Yeah.
You know, like that's when you see the kids, you get the child fever. Be like, okay. I think that's when you feel the bite. Yeah.
As we conclude, Pastor, the year has come to an end. People set the expectations. Some have been met, some haven't been met. We are getting into a new year. What's your message to the people out there?
Pinch yourself. Say, thank you, Lord, I'm alive. Because when the story I've told you, who knew that I would be here talking to you guys 20 years later? So tomorrow is waiting for you. And you should see tomorrow not as your enemy. Embrace tomorrow as your friend. Radio said and Wizzo, you are alive, you are not in the grave. So don't see tomorrow as your enemy. I asked Onyango, the goalkeeper, I visited him in South Africa. And I told him, how do you feel when you lose a game? Because for us fans, my team loses,
Yeah.
it's like the only hope is there's another game and another game and another season. So in football, he said their only hope is the next season. So if you're here,
What team do you support?
sorry,
What team do you support?
team, I have a soft heart for Man U, but I'm Chelsea.
You are undecided. That's what you're saying.
I'm Chelsea. But if Chelsea and Man U they are playing, if Man U and Arsenal are playing, I would be Man U.
If it's Man U and Chelsea.
Man U and Chelsea, of course, Chelsea.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I went to Chelsea Stadium. Someone took me there, gave me a birabo. Then they gave me a tour. Then I met some Chelsea players. And by then I was very non-decided. So I'm like, I think I'm Chelsea.
Okay. I'm a Liverpool fan, so I would not understand Chelsea's struggles.
I'm a big fan to your former coach,
Oh, Klopp.
I think he has not lost his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pastor Wilson Bugembe, thank you so much for
Can I
allowing.
say one more thing?
Yes.
Am I allowed?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. It's not small in my heart. I always see people you host here and listening, and I feel very humbled. And please, if you don't invite me again, it means I didn't do good. So be nice, invite me again. But also I want to just close by telling people, one day I was in Iwaise. This is a story I tell everywhere. And we were in traffic, and I saw a cow moving. You know, I said this story, I said it somewhere, and somebody's like, a cow in traffic. I'm like, welcome to Africa. Then this cow was walking, and then some guy, I think he was on drugs or something, he came and kicked the cow. The cow almost fell into that ditch. And then he went back, he came jogging again and kicked it again. And I mean, people who have cows, you know that cows can be like human.
Yes.
A bit. He did it like 3 times. But the 4th time, it was about to break its legs. And we could not help, we are in traffic. And people got their phones and they are watching a movie. And on the 4th time, the shepherd had come. He came with 3 others. And then he said, we've been there. And they told us you are kicking our cow. Kick it one more time. The guy said, Okorechi, and then they said, just kick it one more time. The guy ran away. The story came back to me that the cow is people. The kicker is the devil. We are the spectators who are watching your life. Imagine if this cow did not have a shepherd. They would kick the cow into the pit, break its legs until the shepherd came. That's Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd. Whether you stay in the ghetto, whether you are watching us and you think we've made it, and you be like, oh, they are the happiest people. No. Whether you stay up in the rich people neighborhoods, whether you are highly educated or not, life will put you in a corner where you need a shepherd. That your money can't, your thing can't, you need to have a shepherd. So I wanted to say in a word, don't be shepherdless. You must have God. And for me, Jesus Christ is my shepherd. And if you do life, I remember one day President Museveni told us, do you see that chair? It's because Radio Mose asked him, how do you rule this country? You know, Mose alimpango kufu. Mano to ofugoti insist bichi. And President Museveni said, everyone look at that chair in his office many years ago. And he's like, do you see that chair? Yeah, that's where I kneel. And that's God for help. That's true story. I was there in person. So you cannot be shepherdless. Life will put you in a corner where everything you think it works does not. God designed the world, even in this AI era. God designed the universe and He designed Himself in it. There is no wisdom or education, nothing that can. You say, now I don't need Him. So you can't be shepherdless. You must, some of you know your way to the nightclub. You know your way to your farm. You know your way to your girlfriend. You know your way to the lodge. Mobala nevozividizotuka. You've lost your way to church. Next year, apart from the big cars and houses, make a resolution to find your way back to church.
Thank you.
Sheila,
very
we don't
much.
need an invitation to the worship house, do we?
No, we don't.
The worship house is under construction and there is no doors yet.
Yeah. Even if you want.
So just walk
Even
it.
if you want, church doors are never closed.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Can I thank the people who showed up for worship night?
Yes.
When is this thing playing? Are we live?
Whichever it is, we'll still put the video there.
Okay. Please, over 20,000 people came to the worship house last Friday to worship night. Thank you. And we are doing it again on the 31st. By the way, we started a prayer wave in Busabala. As One Love Beach, as you go, Resort Beach, as you go to One Love Beach. There, Mukasawe, every Wednesday. We sit there. People drive from Munyonyo, from Buziga, Masaja, 7 to 10:30. Every Wednesday. Then every Thursday and Sunday, we are the worship house Nansana. At worship house, we do 4 services. 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 2, 2 to 4. All our services take 1 hour and 40 minutes. And then every Friday, we are at Chiwatule, behind Chiwatule, Chambogo Primary School, 7 to 10:30. We call it the prayer wave. People drive from Chanja, from Chisasi, Ntinda. They come, we sit there, just Mukasawe there, and we pray. People walk, ride, drive. So that's our program in case you are interested to be a part of what we do.
Thank you. The Lord is my shepherd. Is that what's on your tattoo?
No one has ever talked about it. Yes, Psalms 23 verses 6. The Lord is my goodness, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me.
All the days of my life.
Pastor Wilson Bugembe, thank you so much for honoring our invitation and being on Mind Your Head podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor.
I'll mind my head after here.
And thanks to everyone who was, been watching this. Let us know what you think about this particular episode. And till next time.